What do we want to do here? We put Viper in the yellow on this orange terrain? Sure, I think we should. And guys, we're not going to start this one from the Dark Age nice and slow, okay? We're going to get to about Feudal and slow it down. But we've got a 1v1 game here between two of the very best. We've got Yo in the red and Viper in the yellow. Viper knows where Yo is because he's playing as the Vietnamese. And Yo is playing as the Hindustanis. Pretty nice matchup civ-wise, actually. I think the Hindustanis could present some problems to the Vietnamese, and I think the Vietnamese could present some problems to the Hindustanis. And boom, we're going to slow it down now. Viper headed over to gold right now, so I'm thinking he's going to go man-at-arm archer. And Yo's gone up very quickly here, and he's going to go for scout, something that Viper does see now. This map is too big and scary. T90, please help. I'm sorry, okay? This is how people normally play. It's crazy to go back to it. But yeah, like I said, you know, I kind of want to just cast some ladder games today and relax a little bit. Be curious on the type of shape Viper's in, because I know he was away for a bit. And Viper canceled his militia as well. So honestly, like, Yo's uptime was very quick. And also, I feel as though Yo, you know, he's going to be able to do a lot of things here at this. I think he's going to have a lot of freedom. Viper doesn't even have the wood for the range immediately upon arriving to Feudal Age, so definitely a sloppy start here for the Snake. The Vietnamese eco upgrades are discounted, so you don't spend the wood on them, which is really nice. But you know, still could lose some villagers here to the scouts. Yo shows up with confidence, ready to go. Viper, is he going to get a quick wall down? Let's see. I lose a villager here for playing greedy, and it's good to know that Viper does too. Sometimes, anyways. Has not been the opening that Viper was looking for. But over the years, I get excited in these moments. I'm like, oh, Viper falls behind. Let's see what he can do, you know? But if you, the thing about Yo is he knows how to come back in games really well. So if he gets a 2-villager lead on you, he's very rarely going to lose those games. And wow, another pick off there from Yo. I mean, this has been... I don't know how to explain this start from Viper otherwise, by otherwise saying like lackadaisical maybe, just a little lazy, a little sloppy. What in the world? Oh, it still says tiny map show match at the top. Ooh, forgot about that. Sorry. We'll just do ranked games. Hide the score. Boom. Ladder. Ranked games. Ranked. Match it. Fine. Ranked ladder. Ranked ladder. It's fine. It just bothers me. Oh, God. It doesn't look good. Never mind. Well, it's fine. So Yo's going to drop an archer range here. And he knows Viper's on Spearman. And he knows Viper's going archer. So he is going to go into skirmishers. And Viper's still failing his quick walls here. This has been sloppity-doppity here for Viper. A lot of those scouts are very weak now. But I like it from Yo. I think you always take that Vil kill if you can get it. I think from here, Yo he doesn't want to make any massive mistakes in Feudal Age. And we'll see if Viper can bring this one back. Viper's going to send his archers forward right now. This is opposed to unranked ladder. There is actually an unranked ladder. It's very weird because I don't think you can see it on your own account. But AOE2.net used to show like an unranked elo for people. I don't really remember how that all works, but yeah, obviously I wanted a second word there. I could have said ranked games, I guess, to make that more clear. So Yo with the very weak scout and the slightly less weak scout, but still weak, moving around here. Viper, hoping that Yo's not walled at this point. And Yo knows Viper's probably going to be headed over here, and Yo's going to be walled. And Viper even adding scouts now because he's, or at least foreseeing the need to add scouts because he knows that Yo's going to be on skirm. There's just a lot of game sense stuff here for the Snake. But he lost 3 vills, right? Yo might still feel the confidence to move out here and try and engage against these archers, but he absolutely does not have to. So I think Yo... Let me put it to you this way. If I was in Yo's position, I would be shocked that I've been able to get into this position against Viper, first off. The second, I'd be ready to take it to Castle Age. I don't think I would try and invest too much more into Feudal Age here. I wonder if Yo spotted that. Okay, so Yo spotted the stable, knows that Viper will add scouts, but still seems to be searching for those archers. He really wants to take out the archer numbers from Viper. So he's going to be looking for those. And Viper's trying to get out of here because he knew the range. The scouting has been so good from these two. I think maybe a bit of a risk here from Yo. Like, you know Viper has a stable. But Yo likes to hold map control as much as possible. He still hasn't been able to get an archer pick, though. And is going to make some more spearmen, I'm noticing, from his barracks, which is over here. And pulls back to his spearmen here. This is still really good work from him, though. Viper should see that. Viper does need to back away for now. I will say this. Viper's economy setup is really good. Losing 3 villagers isn't good. But the full setup is pretty good for him here. His micros also looked pretty good here. As he kills the spearman, which was weak from some archer hits I missed. Because I looked back at Viper's base. In the end, Yo's still happy. He's holding map control. Feel like if Viper's on archers, you might want to consider going to stone here against Vietnamese. Going for the Gulam. It's very good against archers. Viper's going to just buy and sell some resources here, and he clicks up to castle. Dang. So he clicks up. What's interesting is, I think if I'm in Viper's shoes, I would have completed my walls. But he was able to think, well, my opponent is on skirms. But he's not making more scouts at this stage. So why even do that? Why even waste villager time doing that? Which is just very interesting. Because you always just feel safe. You feel like it's not that big a deal to add some walls here. I think the fact he hasn't might actually punish him. Because, you know, he could maybe lose these archers and spearmen or just get harassed in more ways than he would want to. Good micro from the snake, though, and he pushes away the skirms again. Scouts are ready. Scouts pull back. Spearmen have to pull back. Nice little micro battle here. Yo's resources and Viper's resources are going to be looking beautiful when they make it to the next stage. And I think we're going to see Viper go for cav archers. Man, I honestly have no clue what either of them are going to do in the next stage. Like, again, you know, just to continually make comparisons with my level. At this point, you are planning to go into next form of military. So, you know, Viper... Or, Yo, if they were going for stable units, they'd be getting a blacksmith upgrade, which they're not. Or, you know, Viper, he's got fletching, but he doesn't have a lot of archers to upgrade to crossbowmen, so you'd think maybe he'd add a second range for cav archers, but he's not. These guys are just such boomers, man. TC for Viper. TC for Viper. And watch it on this side. Yo might even go for, like 4 TCs here. TC for Yo. And then we'll probably see a town center over here or somewhere else on a wood line. Okay, so what's interesting here is Yo's kind of in the dark at the moment on what Viper's up to. He is scouting the map with this scout, which is very nice. That might even be auto scout. But he's adding a siege workshop because he's expecting pressure. Viper's not really pressuring. It's not going to hurt necessarily to have that, but it's interesting that he did it anyways. Good eco upgrades coming in for both. We now have a camel going to snipe Viper's random archers. That should tell Yo that we're really not going to see much. And Viper wants to take this late game, guys. Both these guys are so freaking greedy. It's insane. I could never get away with this crap. I think they're so good in defense that they do this because they respect each other's defense so much, they just feel like, I'm not going to be aggressive here because I'm not going to get value from it. So it's just going to be a boom war. Crazy. And Viper lost 3 villagers, so he says, let's catch up on that. And bam, drops another town center. Is this Games of the Week? No. Games of the Week. I posted on the schedule will actually be tomorrow. And it's actually just going to be game submissions of like the month, basically. I wonder if we'll see unique unit play from both. And Vietnamese late game is extremely underrated in my opinion. And Viper was faster to getting the relics. We've had good scouting from both players on those relics. Viper with his scout here, protecting this one. But he's already going to have Relic number 1. Yeah, Ozone, that's precisely what would happen to me in my position as well. I lose 3 Vills like he did in Feudal, then try to get counter damage, don't get the counter damage, and then I'm dead. Yep. Great work from Yo. Both players active with their scouts. That should be a kill. Beautiful work there. On this side, I'm curious if Yo's going to see the scout. Viper's going to see the TC, though. That is a neutral gold. The other neutral gold is over here. So the neutral golds are spread out towards the corners. We are going to see Yo fight back for some map control soon. He's had a lot on stone for a while. And it feels like Gulam is his go-to here. Again, 4 TCs for Viper. Feels like he's building up towards Elite, Rats, and Archer. Or at least a castle in some way. But he's even gone for Light Cav. Just to, go out here and kill the monks. These two are so greedy. And, oh, Viper gets the conversion. And I'm surprised he's not just grabbing the Relic and running away, but it looks like he really values healing those things up. Meanwhile, Viper sending a monk this way, headed towards that Relic. That is a Relic Yo is not scouted, but he will probably see the monk, or at the very least see the Relic, assuming it's not gone by the time the castle's up. Actually, there's a good chance Viper gets that one. But yeah, these guys have kind of... They've just been so incredibly greedy, taking it to late game. Let's put it that way. And it's been enjoyable thus far. The Viper really trying to get to this Relic right now. You do have a monk on the way for it. And again, Yo didn't know about this one. And Viper's going to path that bad boy to the right side. So Viper gets that back home. That's a pretty big one for him. Scout from Yo out here to kill the monk. Monk has Sanctity and gets the conversion. Without Sanctity, that dies. Yo goes in, knows it's weak, gets the kill, but loses a camel in the process, but gets the Relic. Viper's distracted. Viper's like, no! And Yo needs to delete that camel. Yeah, sorry, camel. That was sad, but it was kind of the right play. Viper has recovered from his villager deficit. And Yo found his monk. What in the world? Dang, that was beautiful. Lots of monks have gone down. We have Imp on the way, though, for Yo. He is making Gulam. Again, sending a monk over here to get this Relic. Viper with a castle towards the middle. Interesting castle there, right? This is not a castle you want, necessarily, if you are playing towards your unique unit. This is a castle you want if you want good map control while you make other forms of military. Viper's just going to quickly wall in these villagers because he knows there's going to be some pressure coming. Yo going over to get that Relic. Viper's Light Cav out of position for that. Yo assumes there's no way Viper gets this Relic, so I think Yo will actually have the edge 3-2 with Relics, assuming this monk actually makes it back. His Viper now is sending a Light Cav that way, and sees the Relic is gone. What do Vietnamese do against Gulam? So, honestly, guys, I think, and hear me out, okay? It's going to seem crazy at the start. Nice snipe there from Viper. What if you just go full elephants? I'm not even kidding. Like, Halb does, like, good monks, and then Halb is what you want against elephants. More so Halberdier, because all the bonus damage. Camels are not that good against elephants. I mean, it's expensive, but I think that's what Viper's going to do. He's dropping the stables. I think he just goes, like, crazy elephants here, especially with Chatras, because with Chatras, you have the HP. But here's the issue. If your castle's in the middle of the map, and you're looking to build up towards something that's that expensive and takes that much time, you're going to be raided to death. So you kind of need something before then. And someone like Yo, and still this Relic hasn't been collected, by the way. Someone like Yo is just going to destroy you with raids if your base is open. So I'm excited to see how Viper plays this. I could even see Viper opening with just Light Cav. But Castle at home for Viper because he's expecting raids. And a University for Viper here, probably for Ballistics. It is not easy. Typically, you're going to see like elephants come after you've started with something else, and then you've had 140 villagers for a while. Now, you know what's crazy about this? Yo is going to see Bodkin on this castle. And he's going to say, oh my god, Viper's an idiot. He's obviously not going to say that. But he's going to think, my unit choice is perfect. Right? Because he sees ranged upgrades on the castle, which, apply to the units. So every time, Yo is going to assume that Elite Ghoulam is correct here. That's really fascinating. He hasn't seen an elephant yet. He doesn't know. I don't know if Viper should show the elephants. I feel like with something this expensive, you shouldn't show them. But there's Chatras. So that means when they're elite battle elephants, they will have a lot of HP. Yo can see the elephants now. So what do you even do? You try and go camel here? Or do you hope that the Ghulams could maybe do something? We do have Trebs on the way for Yo. Also, Viper killed the monk there. What? Dude. How has Yo not gotten these relics yet? Viper's so annoying. 2 Ghulams he converted and a light cav. Viper getting bloodlines now. So that'll take these things to 390 HP. And this is the one big thing I disagreed with from Viper. That castle is just a sitting duck. Yo's going to take that out. I think Viper's just going to send the elephants to the TC of Yo. Just get rid of that thing. Yo still doesn't really have an answer. Also, the fact that Viper doesn't wall at all while doing this is still crazy to me. Here he goes. And he's got 8 elephants. He is now full walled a single point in this game, Viper. I remember 2015. So, a lot of you guys don't know this, but I've been doing this for a long time, right? And there were points where Viper was away from the game. Doubt, Hera, all these players, they were just gone. For like a year and a half, I was still there casting, doing my best. And there was a point, I don't remember the exact point, as Viper defends there and attacks the TC like we said. He's about to have Elite Battle Elephant. There was a point where Viper came back and just was like playing some games randomly. And he just gave 0 Fs. Like, he didn't wall a single time. 0 palisades. Everyone else is full walling, house walling, 0 palisades. He was still destroying people. But, like, it's not to the same extent as that period was, but I just got, like, a little bit of a flashback of Viper back in the day. Now he's doing this, right? He's like, okay, I'll just be a little reactionary. But, dude, this is insane. This is honestly insane. He's going to take out the TC. Again, 420 HP elephants. He keeps the Ghulams out. And I don't think Yo knows what to make right now. He's going to go hand cannons. And hand cannons do have a lot of damage output. But I don't know if it's enough for these chonkers. Let's see. 3 elephants versus 14 Ghulams. And the elephants had more HP there. A couple elephants headed out here for the raid. Viper is raiding with elephants. Who needs hussars when you could just raid with elephants? Crazy. I think it's fair to say that Yo's been a little late to switching into something else here. It seems like he doesn't really know what he wants to make just yet. Viper's getting paper money, and when I said Vietnamese late game was insane, it's because of that tech combined with things like Imperial Skirmisher and HAL for Vietnamese. You get some golden come from your lumberjacks, right? So all the wood choppers for Viper is going to bring a trickle of gold. And man, oh man, does he have gold. He has an elephant here. He's got 2 elephants looping back here. He's got elephants here. He's got elephants in here. Viper's got elephants everywhere. He does not really seem to care where he goes because these things are so freaking tanky. He's at 200 pop with 160 villagers. And I'm going to be honest. I think Yo's dead. I think he's completely dead with no answer to this. He had time to maybe try something, but I think Viper realized if your Civ doesn't have HAL, there's no way that you stop this. And he also baited Yo into thinking it was going to be Archer Switch, which is more common right now with the Vietnamese. But I think people are sleeping on the unique tech for the elephants and just elephants in general in certain matchups. This is insane. 43 eco kills for Viper. The guy, he lost 3 villagers at the start, And since then, all the Vil killing has been done by him. Still, you know, not even completely walled. We're going to have a castle here on extra stones and golds. Viper's still patrolling on this side. The KD's ridiculous. Yo is 1 on food. A lot of eco is garrisoned right now, right? So that's part of this. It feels like Viper's flexing on a Loey the Legend here, right? Like, not trying to make, you know, jokes against Yo. Yo's obviously a very good player, but just like... it doesn't feel like the level's the same at the moment. These elephants are nuts. And Viper's just going to mass some trebs. He's got 73 on food. And he doesn't need it. The game ends there. 137 kills, 44 units lost there for the Viper. 68 villagers killed. And then 3 units lost for Viper economically, that is. And Ozone... Ozone's in my chat. Ozone's a very good player, for those who don't know. A top 100 player. He says, I'm actually mad after that start. Yeah, Viper had no business doing this stuff, dude. What was that? My favorite part in the game, though, is not necessarily the elephants and how Viper used them, which is all very impressive. I like just spreading out like that was really cool. But my favorite part in this game was actually this moment. Because you're in Yo's position and you're a little uncertain on what Viper's doing right now, because it's been a very boomy game. You're already making golems, thinking he's going to go archers because Vietnamese have good archers, right? And then in this moment, so players will check the castles, guys. So I just want you to watch this. So he obviously sees the castle. In this moment, he's going to click that, and he's going to see Bod Canero. Guarantee it. And, you know, he had that whole time to check that. And if you see Bod Canero, you assume it's archers. Viper's got a castle here. Viper's got a castle here. Also, rats and archers are good enough where you're probably like, well, rats and archers, they're mobile. They do decent amounts of damage, right? Like, one of the stronger mobile archers in the game. So a lot of people would go rats and archers in combination with light cav or champion against Hindustanis here. So Yo clicks Elite Golem and says, well, I'm on the right unit line then. And then he sees this. Now, I do think that Yo could have done something different. It felt like he didn't know what to do. But him not knowing what to do was also, I think, part of the fact that maybe we haven't seen this as much as we should see this at high level. But also the fact that it came in and hit him in so many different spots soon after this. So, also, Viper, his boom was insane. Like, Yo kind of idled his TCs at the end there. Felt like 115 villagers was enough, and Viper was already at 140 at that stage. So, definitely felt like a game that Viper, not that he had no business winning, but that was just a very Viper-esque game there. Wins the game. More of every resource except for stone. Paper money, a decent part of that, obviously. And, yeah. This is crazy, man. I think it's the first pro game I've seen in a 1v1 in some time with elephants like that. Any battle elephants for that reason. You just do not see battle elephants that frequently. But if you have them and your opponent doesn't have Halb, I absolutely think you should be considering it. Why did Viper get Bod Canero? Just for Castle Fire or just to trick Yo? Well, I think it had multiple effects. That's a good question, actually, and I'm glad I caught it. So I think his thought was, because if you remember my commentary, I'm talking about how Viper's going to be vulnerable to raids. So at the time, he knew golems were out there from Yo. He pretty much had this castle on the hill and nothing at home. So his castle was for defense. So it was a nice idea to get the castle in defense, but I think it actually worked in his favor as well because Yo just got baited into thinking that Viper was going for something other than elephants. Notice Viper's stables are like right beyond this castle as well. He was maybe just trying to hide that fact in some way, shape, or form.